Preparing to go live on Facebook. We are live on Facebook. I'm starting the recording on Zoom. Hello and welcome everybody. It's Brenny Larson. Yes, and we are on speaker 14. Alex Paim is here today. You're always talking about money and wanting to make money. Well, he knows a little bit about marketing in this Builderall platform. So I'm going to turn it right over to him. Make sure to be active in the chat and active on Facebook. We're keeping an eye on both of those so we can help you out. Alex, it's you.
Awesome. Hey, thank you so much. A pleasure to be here. It's going to be fun. So thank you so much, Brandy, for inviting me to come over and just spend some time with you guys, and a bunch of people, awesome people here in the chat. So I've got a quick setup that I put together because I stayed home today. Actually, I went to the office and I talked to Benny just a few hours ago, actually in the morning, and it was just so crazy out there because we're growing at an exponential rate. And let me plug this right here, and then I'll finish my train of thought. First off, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me on the chat? Just give me 10 if you can hear me. Just doing a mic check. 10. Awesome. All right, thank you so much. So yeah, this is a quick setup I put together. Obviously, this is my house, my living room, and the family is out for soccer duties, and I'll be joining them very shortly. But again, it's very awesome to be here with you guys. We're working on some amazing things in Builderall, and we wanted to bring over to you guys some amazing strategies and things that you can implement in your business. So before I get started, I wanted to make sure that whoever is in here, which it's my intention to be very interactive. I want to hear you guys. I want to ask you guys to ask questions. I want you to comment and let me know what you think, because I believe that that's how kind of like you help me out every time somebody asks me a question, then I can answer. In this way, everybody gets helped. Okay, so you inspired me and I give you content. How about that? All right, so first off, I'm going to kick this off by just sharing with you guys real quick a little bit about my story. For those of you who don't know who I am, I just prepared a few slides, or actually I stole a few slides from one of my presentations. And just let me see if I can share this. So real quick, let's go ahead and get this going. Good. And I'm going to put that on presentation mode, but then you're going to be able to see the screen, I think. So let me stop here and switch right quick. And I'm going to share it in a different way. Let's do that. Okay, and then let me put on presentation mode. Hopefully you guys can see, not the actual. Can you see the screen? The camera, Benny? Let me move this out of the way. All right, so let's put it right here. So, all right, guys. So for those of you who don't know me, obviously my name is Alex Paim, and I started online about 7 years ago. And the reason why I started online, and some of you guys probably can connect to this. Everybody has a story of why you started on the internet, right? So initially I had a construction company about now it's a little bit more, 8-9 years ago, and things were going very, very well. And in 2009, the real estate bubble just collapsed, or just exploded all over my backyard. That's what I used to say. And I basically lost everything. I had a big house, a few cars, and things were going well, but I had 2 little kids to feed. And I'll tell you, I lost everything after the 2009. And this is a picture of my 2 kids. At the time, we were living in this rented home, and my 2 kids, my son especially on this picture, he's not sad because of anything that happened to us. It's just that he was too cold. Living in Florida, he was just too cold during Christmas time, and I decided to take a picture. It was pretty funny. But yeah, as I lost everything, and I only had $150 in my pocket to spend the whole week. It was pretty bad. It was a pretty scary time in my life, because
you know, again, I can go through tough and rough times, but then when you have a family to feed, that's tough. And we actually that house so happened to be the house that we moved into after losing everything that I had. And I didn't have a place to live because nobody was renting to somebody that had bad credit. And I only had about $150. My friend called me up and said, hey, I've got a house for rent. Do you know anybody that can rent? And I was like, man, I need a house. He's like, dude, that's awesome. So just, you know, come rent my house. So it was a pretty low time in my life. And so, yeah, I went back right after losing everything. I went back to work and I started working as an employee, working for a company. And, you know, a couple years later after the fact, then I got back on my feet. And again, once I got back on my feet, I decided that, hey, let me give it another shot, or I want to learn how to not depend on an economy, local or just any sort of trade that you know, something like this would happen again, and then I'm stuck in the same position. So I said, let me learn this thing. So I went on and started learning the internet, and I decided to launch a business in Brazil. I had a partner in Brazil at the time, and I was living in America, and we worked on this software for 6 months. We launched, and we had a little bit of success, but at the end of the day, I failed because it didn't pan out to anything, and I was losing money. So I decided to focus here in the United States, working as an affiliate. So I started promoting different things and was able to succeed in that sense. And from that, I ended up opening a couple of businesses. Today, I have an agency of 14 people. They live in Brazil, and obviously most of them are in Brazil. The office, my office there, is in Brazil. And we work exclusively on that side of the agency with high-end clients, which is, they make millions of dollars online, and we work just with a handful of them. And obviously, I'm the marketing director of Builderall, for those of you who already know what Builderall is. And I'm assuming I'm talking to most of the people that are actually using the platform. You know, just a brief introduction of what I do. You know, I'm known as the internet marketing expert. I specialize on sales funnels, and, you know, I'm founder of a marketing agency and that I just mentioned, and also the director of Builderall. So there you go, just a little bit about me, and let's see, what else can I say? I think that's good. That's good enough. But I wanted to just really off the cuff, you know, ask you guys, first off, give me a yes if you're part of the 2-tier commercial license program with Builderall. Just go ahead and give me yes. So I've got yes, Brandy saying, Jermaine, Justin Nicholas, awesome. Yes, yes, yes. So lots of yeses. And I don't know how many, we've got a full house here. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. All right, so give me a no, not yet. Okay, good. Give me a no if you're not yet. If you're just a user, even if you're not a user, just give me a no, no, no. Okay, not yet. No, no, no. 2-tier yes. Okay, good. Well, this gives me some sort of idea of who I'm talking to, because there's lots of different things that I can share with you. But I think one of the things that you would take advantage of is actually learning or understanding principles that you can implement and apply anywhere, basically online and offline. I was speaking to somebody today, and from one of my groups, and actually the agency down in Brazil, and this person is just starting out, and I was explaining to them the process of sales funnel. Okay, so it's important for you to understand, especially the new person that's just starting out and that's doing this part-time. There's so many options out there for you to make money, right? Some people offer you the world. They say, oh, just buy this course and you're going to start making money. Buy this system and you're going to start making money. Buy this, buy that, buy this. And the thing is that everything that they're saying work. Okay, maybe you're just like, what, Alex? You know, I bought that course and it didn't work. I bought that other course and it didn't work. The reality is that it does work. Anything that you focus on and you apply yourself and you adjust and you optimize and you get the result that thing that you just implemented produced. Now you optimize and do something a little bit different. It will work. You know, it's a given. You know, some people or most people don't get results because we have the shine object syndrome, that we see something shiny or we see something that's a little bit easier to implement, and then we want to run towards those things because it's too painful to, you know, if you're in the, you know, at the gym lifting weights, well, maybe that pill will make me lose weight instead of me pushing, you know, a lot of weight here and sweating my butt and stuff like that, right? So we are always looking for that quick fix, the shiny object, the thing that promises us the world. But the point is, and the point that I wanted to make here is this, that everything works that you focus on. And any problem that you're having, even if you're trying to sell a product or even if you're trying to make money online, if something didn't work, it's because of, you know, there's several elements, but the main point is identifying who your audience is. So that's what I want to talk about. You know, if you want to make money, understanding these principles and these principles will help you implement in your business anywhere, online, offline, and it's still going to work. So the first thing, and it's kind of like the process of a sales funnel. That's so if I'm embarking into a new project, if I'm taking on a new client, if we're talking at the Builderall board meetings and stuff like that, and we have a new event or a new strategy that we wanted to implement, the very, very first thing that we ask ourselves is, who, right? Who is this for? Because it's important to identify your audience, and we call it the avatar, right? Some people call it the persona. You have to make a persona or just determine your avatar. Because here's the thing. If I said that Builderall cost, you know, it was like $1,000, you would say, Alex, you're out of your mind. This is too much money. You know, it's just a platform with a bunch of software and stuff like that. Well, for you, it might be too much money, but for a client that knows what the tool does and the results that that tool is going to produce, then it's not. Let's say you are paying $1,000 for a product, and that product, if you use it well, will produce $100,000 in revenue, and you know, quite a bit of that is going to be profit. Now that $1,000 is irrelevant. You'll pay that at $1,000 with a big smile on your face. Right? So the problem is, understand the who. Who are you going to advertise it to? If it's a pill, if it's a tool, if it's whatever it is, if it's a shake, if it's a business opportunity, if it's a consulting product, whatever it is that you have to offer, you have to identify the who. And I'll tell you this. So let's go ahead and write something so I can keep track of everything. And we got about an hour. If you guys are okay, if we break it even, I mean, if we hang out for a little bit longer, I don't think you guys are gonna mind. So first, oops, this one doesn't work. Let's see if this will work. There you go. And if you stay until the end, I'll review a couple of things, some secrets that I've been working on, and you guys are gonna have the first dibs. Actually, you're gonna be one of the first ones to find out. So identify the who. You know, who is your target audience, right? So this person is ideal. Like, you have to, it's important before you put a process together, before you say, oh, you know, this is the product. I mean, sometimes, yes, you start out with the product. The product's you know, sometimes you have this great idea, but if nobody's interested or there's no audience for it, if the audience, you understand the audience, but the audience is small, the niche is very small, then it's not going to work out, right? So you have some very, very small sub niches that, you know, you have some raving fans, but the product or these fans or these niches are not willing to spend any money. Okay, so why is it important? And I'll tell you, some of you guys have invested a lot of money or have products and promoted, or even with Builderall, the 2-tier commercial license that you have to offer, you've offered it to everybody, your family members, your friends, and everybody, and you may not be getting some good results. And it's important for you to identify who this is for. And then the next step is obviously what you have to offer. And then the how it works. And where. So what you have, which is the product, how it works from point A to point B, and where you're going to get. So the results. That it's going to produce, right? So it's important for you to identify who this is for, what you have, understanding the product, and I hope you guys can see it well. Yep. How it works, right? So it gets you from point A to point B, and also like the end results that's going to produce. I mean, this is the, and I'll break it down in just a little bit. But what I wanted to say is this: a lot of you guys that are not getting results, either in your business or in the 2-tier commercial license program, is because, one, you don't know how to communicate this message with this. You identify the audience, but you don't know how to communicate the message to your audience in an effective way. And I'll tell you a little story. When we, I've known Eric, which Eric is the CEO of Builderall. He invited me to come work with him and just do consulting, a few years ago. And we've known each other for about 3 years. And when he presented the whole idea to me of this incredible platform that, basically does everything at a very, very low price, and the audience was going to be the world, I thought it was amazing. Although it had appealed to a large public or a large group of people, at the same time of that being an incredible benefit because everybody can access or need it, it's also one of our greatest challenges, right? Because when you say you can do everything for everybody and everything, then one, your message is diluted, right? So you're saying something, let's say I wanted to learn how to cook. And I came to you and you said, yeah, I can teach you how to cook. I was like, okay, great. So, and I was like, yeah, as a matter of fact, I've been wanting to learn how to cook because the next step is I want to, lose some weight. And then you said, I can teach you how to exercise too. And then, okay, well, that's good. And then I said, okay, well, and then you go on to say, yeah, I can teach you how to draw. I can teach you how to play the guitar. I can teach you, so many other trades. All of a sudden, I'm like, okay, I don't think this person knows anything, because there's just enough time in a day, just so many hours in a day for you to master something. And now she's saying that she knows everything. So that just automatically makes you not credible. Right? So it's important for you to understand how to present yourself, although you know who your target audience is, the what you have to offer, how it works, and where it's going to take your customer. It's important to present it in a way that it makes sense. And I'll give you an example. So if you're walking, and there's so many different things that we can go over, because I'm going to just basically share my experience with you guys, and hopefully you can get some sort of value. That's the idea, is to increase your sales and be able to give you some tools for you to be able to use in your arsenal. So, I try to use this as an example because people, and one of the methods I'm going to teach in this funnel that I said I was going to mention at the end, or just tell you at the end, is going to be largely targeted towards people that are newbies, but also people that have an experience in driving traffic. They can take advantage of this. But the whole concept of this funnel was to give all the tools, all the strategies to people that are just starting out, that don't know tacky stuff, that don't have results and no credibility. What else? That, basically it's a copy and paste. We'll just walk you, by the hand. We'll get you by the hand and say, listen, do this, 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 this. And the idea is to get you results. So that's the whole concept. And what I thought about when I designed this funnel, I said, it's got to work for somebody off the street. It's got to work for somebody that has no time, because I know that if you're watching this and you're just starting out, your time is limited. You've got your full-time job, and then you're trying to do this on the side so you can make some extra money. And it's so hard. For instance, if you go to learn about how to sell on Amazon, it's going to take you hours and hours and hours to figure things out, how the platform works and everything else. If you go to drive traffic through Facebook, it's going to, just take you, hours and hours because I've gone through it. I've slept, only 3 hours a night. I've, studied Saturday and Sunday. I've, long hours and everything else, completely plugged into my phone just to learn something new. I know it's hard. So my idea is, how can I put something in your hands that doesn't require a lot of time, of your time? It's not techy, and I'll give you the step-by-step, things that you need to implement in your business. Okay, so that's the whole concept. But the other thing is this. So back to what I was saying. Even if I had an incredible opportunity, identifying your public or your audience is key, so you can know how to approach them. Okay, you can know how to approach them. Let's say I had a Mercedes that I wanted to sell you. All right, so this Mercedes was like $100,000. It was a brand new Mercedes, top of the line, $100,000. And I came to you and I said, listen, I want to sell this Mercedes, and I'm just going to charge $20,000 if you have cash, because, I don't need it. It's $100,000 Mercedes. I'll sell it for $20,000. Would you take it? And you're like, dude, that's awesome, Alex. That's incredible. A Mercedes, I know it's $100,000. It's a brand new. I've seen the sticker price and everything else. That makes sense. That's phenomenal. And I would like, okay, so you're ready to purchase? And you're like, dude, it's an amazing opportunity and it's an amazing price, but $20,000, I don't have it, man. I was like, okay, so why are you excited about it? It's like, well, because it's a good deal. Well, why don't you buy my Mercedes then? Well, I don't have money. Good luck. And that's the response of the majority of people that get approached by people that don't know how to match the product with the right audience, okay? And me as a person that's selling something or even bringing up a solution to somebody, I can be discouraged by that, by saying, listen, what's wrong with my brand new Mercedes? It's a $100,000 Mercedes that I'm selling it for $20,000 and nobody wants to buy. What's wrong with my Mercedes? What the heck? Nobody wants it. And I would sell it to somebody off the or offer it to somebody off the street riding on a bike, and this guy would get excited. Wow, man, $20,000, that's it? Yeah, that's amazing, but I can't buy it because I only own a bicycle. I don't have the money for it. And then it would just bum me out. Like, man, nobody wants my Mercedes. So the point that I want to get across is this. Before you offer people what you think it's going to be awesome for them, identify how you can present your offer. Okay, you got to understand this, right? Obviously, this person, you want to get them results. You want to send them, you want to produce the results that they want, whether it's time, money, whatever it is that they want to implement in the business. You want to bring them from the place where they are at, what they're in need or looking for, and it's painful, whatever it is, right, to the place or the promised land to where they're like, oh, this is phenomenal, okay? So the idea is that. And there's several ways that I'm going to discuss that with you and a few strategies that you can use to identify that. But one of the things that I want to bring to you guys, and it's actually, there's a couple of things, right? There is the attraction marketing and disruptive. Okay, so we've got attraction marketing and disruptive marketing. And attraction is when you draw people to you. And disruptive is when you show up in front of people they were not looking for it. Disruptive marketing is very hard. Okay, that's very, very hard for you to sell if you're using this strategy as a disruptive marketing. And I'll give you an example, okay? So maybe this will help you promote your business, whatever offer you have. If you own a gym or if you're selling online, whatever the product may be, I don't care. It's just a principle. But disruptive marketing is this. You're on Facebook. You're going through your news feed and you're looking at everybody's in timeline or your timeline and everybody's stories, and you're looking at cool pictures and stuff like that, and all of a sudden, boom, a video pops up and it's like, hey, do you need this, that? And you're like, oh man, it's that annoying guy. So you just flip over, okay, continue on because you're so, annoyed by that person. That is disruptive, okay? I was in on Facebook trying to do something or just entertaining myself, connecting with people, and you jumped out on me and you said, hey, you know, and I've done some of those videos, but there was a reason behind, because there was some triggers that I was trying to accomplish, especially on a campaign that we ran in Brazil. We had over 1,000 people to a webinar. Actually, it ended up being like more than 5,000 people that watched that webinar, but live was over 1,000 people. And one of the campaigns I ran was actually me going on the screen and just like, hey, you know, turn up, you know, I want to invite you, blah, blah, blah. So, but the idea was to disrupt whatever they were doing. And the next step is like, hey, I know that you're looking for whatever, you know. That's one way, but that's disruptive. The other way is attraction, okay? Attraction is cool, but it's got to be done in a subtle way. So there's people that try to do attractive or attraction marketing, and they fail just because they come across very snob and just like, hey, look at me, you know, I'm the guy that drives a Ferrari, I'm the guy that's whatever, right? So you need to identify which one is better for you. Okay, they both work, but it's a different mentality and a different frame that you need to frame your proposition. So the first thing I want to say is this, okay? When promoting Builderall, for instance, or just whatever it is that you want to promote online, if you're using attraction, and that's the point that I would go towards, is inspiring people, okay? Inspiring, okay? A lot of times, you know, people just come out and they offer a product and it's just like, buy my shake, right? Buy my this, buy my that. There's got to be a way that you present your solution in a way that people are seduced by it, and you present something that can solve their issue. Okay, a lot of times, even it can be an incredible offer, because people present it in a different way or in a certain way that didn't make sense for you. It pushed you away. Now you can't, you're like, man, I can't stand it. You know, it might be a great offer, but listen, I don't want to. And it might take you a few months. You know, there's some opportunities that I was presented with, and it took me a couple of months after, you know, the bad taste came out, came off of my mouth. And I was like, okay, let me listen to what you have to say. Okay, so attraction marketing. One of the points that I wanted to make for you guys is this: inspire people. And how do you inspire? By demonstration. So for those of you, the 2-tier commercial license, let me just go ahead and kind of allure towards, you know, how you would promote Builderall. Okay, how you would promote Builderall, and if you have other products that you're promoting, or you are in a different market, just, you know, see if you can implement that. But the idea is how you do that by demonstrating the tool. You do that by demonstrating how it's done, how something is done. For instance, a tool like Builderall or the platform can be easily sold by you showing people how it's supposed to be used. And I'll give you an example. I can send somebody a link, and although our videos and our funnels are, you know, sort of like, most of the funnels are geared towards a specific market or audience, I can send one, but there's so many things that's going on in the other person's mind at the time that it's hard for them to capture. So unless you break it down in a video or you demonstrate it in a certain way that makes sense, or it actually produces a result that they were looking for, it's hard for them to digest. I give you an example. One of the ladies in Brazil went to a local marketing event. And at this event, this lady was teaching about your presence on social media. And they had, I think, over 30 people. It was not a big room. It was just a small little event. But the majority of people that were there were business owners. One person had a shoe store. They sold shoes. The other one, they had a course that they sold. And you know, and she didn't tell me all the different types of businesses that were there, but they were telling about strategies that people were using or that people should use on their business. For instance, take advantage of social media like Instagram. Go ahead and record alive on Instagram or on Facebook. Just post something that inspires people, ask questions, serve people, give until they actually feel so bad that they need to buy something from you, right? But they were giving those strategies. And when he got to this young lady that's just starting out on Builderall, she didn't take advantage of the opportunity. But later on, after she told me about this event, then I said, oh, you know what you could have done? The beauty of Builderall is that you could have gone to just about any local event, and you could have just partnered up with that person that was actually speaking from the stage and teaching all that stuff, especially on social media, and say, listen, why don't we team up? Why don't I show you the tool? Let me show you the tool that you're gonna love, or just look at this, what you can do with the tool. Because people don't understand that social media, especially Facebook, YouTube, Google, and all these different platforms, you don't own. And everybody, that's the top of your funnel, right? Let me just go ahead and everybody starts, let's see, yeah. Starts at the top of the funnel. And the top of the funnel can be multiple ways, right? It can be through social media like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, SEO, all these different platforms. But guess what? These platforms right here, or these methods, you don't own. You don't own these methods. And I'll tell you, there's my agency, we specialize on SEO. And every other day, or it seems like, but every other week, there's something that changes, that Google changes the algorithm, that it doesn't produce the same results on SEO. Or, YouTube goes and changes something, or Facebook changes something now that you can't use, or Instagram something. All these different types of strategies, they change on a daily or weekly basis, and you don't own them. But Builderall, which is where what we're selling, people would have the ability to create websites, sales funnels, have a presence online, have multiple tools that they can promote their business, right? So the idea is this: what if she could have gone to this event, right, this local event, and said, listen, you're teaching about social media like Instagram or Facebook and how to do lives. Well, that's going to get people in the door, or in the funnel, right? Once they go in, you're going to purchase. But from where? What site? Oh, I have this site right here that's free, pay it or whatever, but still don't own. The idea is to have traffic that you own, which is your list, and traffic that you control, which is paid advertising, and build a list. And for that, you need a website, you need an email list, you need all these tools that we offer in Builderall. So just to give you an idea, or to give you some ideas, if you want to promote Builderall, the best way to do it is by demonstration. The best way to do it is by teaming up with people that are in these different types of industries. And I'll give you another strategy that I intend to use, especially in Brazil, but also here in the US. The first thing that I would do is approach a leader, okay? I would approach leaders. Let me just go ahead and see if this will help. And influencers. Let's see. It's gonna be nasty. Are you guys getting any value of this? Are you getting any value? Answer me on the chat. Let me know what you think so far. If you don't like it, I'm gonna stop. Loving, great, good. Keep it going. Should I stop? Should I stop? Yes, but also, yeah, good, good. Great stuff. Go on, go on. Awesome. All right, so great stuff. Awesome. I'll continue on. I'll ramble. All right, so what I would do is go to leaders, and I'm gonna probably have to get a. Hold on a second. Let me get a rag very quick. One second. Be right back. Okay. Okay, there you go. Awesome. Yep. Okay, so what leaders and influencers, right? So I'm going to put in here leaders, influencers. These are the people that I would go in first, right? Because one, first off, this is you. Oh boy, it stopped working. Let's see if this will work. There you go. This is you, and Builderall offers you the 2-tier. 1, 2, the 2-tier program where you can make money off of other people. So why is it important to get leaders? Because they're going to sell if they get the vision, and you're going to make a lot of money, right? So you're like, okay, Alex, that's good. That's awesome. But you know, you're a leader or whatever your excuse may be. These are all excuses, right? So we just come up with all sorts of excuses. Let me tell you something. It's just like this. It's just like the product that I just mentioned to you guys, or the example. If you're presenting something to someone and it doesn't produce the result that you're expecting or waiting for, the problem is not the product. Because I know people that sell air, or just the concept. Or how about people that sell insurance, or life insurance, for instance? Do you have a tangible? You have a piece of paper that says that you have life insurance. That's it. I mean, that is tough. So don't come up with excuses. Find a way to adapt. So the first thing is like, your self-talk. I know because I went through this. Oh, something's wrong with me. Oh, my product sucks. I don't know how to speak English. For those of you who don't know, I moved here from Brazil when I was 19 years old. I didn't have an education. I only studied up until the 8th grade in Brazil. When I moved here, I knew how to speak nothing. Was like the book is on the table and open the door. Those are the only 2 things that I knew. So I had to learn how to speak English and write and read and everything else. So the idea, first off, before you can promote anything, you got to work on your inside, or right here. It's not about you as a person. It's understanding about the product. It's understanding methods. And I'll tell you this, if you have the attitude of like, okay, I didn't produce a result. That's not my problem. It's not something wrong with me. It's something that I don't know yet. It's something that I don't know yet. Man, I was going to talk about this, but something very important, okay? This is your comfort zone, okay? Your comfort zone, because I'll tell you this. If you get this concept right here, you're going to start growing, expanding your comfort zone, expanding your comfort zone. Why is it important? This is mentality, right? So, because in order for you to get results and make tons of money, you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to expand and grow. And in order to do that, it's going to require for you to do something that you've never done before. Because if you knew how to do that, and if you didn't feel uncomfortable, that means that you already know. And what you already know is producing the result that you already have. Okay, so it's important for you to understand that if you want to step out or grow, anything that's growing is alive, anything that doesn't grow is dying. Right? It's important for you to step out of your comfort zone to do something that you've never done before. For instance, a good way to do or attract leads, right, is to produce videos. And I know some of you guys would say, hey, heck no, I don't know how to speak in front of a camera. I'm afraid I never did that. I mean, I'm not going to do it. And I'll tell you this. The first time you do record a video of you talking on the camera, or exposing sharing the Builderall opportunity, or even just the tools, or helping somebody, the first time that you try to do it, it's going to be the worst video you've ever done in your life, period. It's going to be the worst video you've ever done in your life. And that's good news. Why? Because the next time you do it, it's going to suck a little less. And the next time is going to suck a little less until you start getting more comfortable. Let me tell you something. Do I look natural on the camera? I mean, maybe, right? But when I first started, it took me 8 hours in one day to produce a 2.5-minute video because I couldn't speak to the camera. Something was wrong, the lighting or the things that I was going to do, whatever it was very tough. So until you break that thing in your head that says, oh, you suck at this, then you're not going to succeed. I'm going to give you a very cool magic word, and then I'll proceed to share some strategies that you can implement in your business, okay? Yes. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to say is this, something that you're going to have to change in your way of speaking, okay? So instead of, when you're trying something new, let's say you're going to approach leaders, or you're going to run a campaign on Facebook, or you are going to talk to a local business, or you're going to create a new website, or you're going to configure a fan page, or whatever it is, or you're going to ask for the sale, right? So you're pitching somebody and you don't know how to do it. Well, this is you right here. And this is your, let's try to, I don't know if I can draw a trophy. That's my trophy, I guess. This is your trophy. Okay, first off, when you look at that or whatever it is that you need to accomplish, you might say, well, that's hard. That's the first thing that you say in your mind. That's hard, man. I couldn't play the guitar. I couldn't, record a video. I couldn't create a website. I couldn't talk to that person. I couldn't speak on stage. I couldn't because it's too hard. The first thing that you'll say to yourself is hard. I want you to change the word hard, right? So this is hard. No hard, it's just new. It's just new. That is just new. Like when you say that's hard, you don't say that. You say that's just new. And I'll give you an example. For those of you who actually ride a bicycle or drive a car, let's go with drive a car. When the first time that you were learning how to drive that car, you're like, man, that's hard. That's incredibly hard. And if you grew up in a Latin American country, it was sort of impossible for you to drive a car because you got the stick shift. Most of the cars do. You would say, that's impossible. I can never do that. Why? Because you've got your clutch, you've got the accelerator, you've got the rear view mirror, you've got the big glass in front of you that you've got to look through so you don't hit somebody. You got to speed up, stop, turn right, left, and worry about all these different things. That's hard. Well, when you first started, that was hard, but it wasn't hard. It was just something new that you had never done before. So it's important for you to know this. Listen, you learned how to drive a car. You learned how to drive a bicycle. The first time you tried to do it, it was hard. You maybe fell and scuffed yourself, or you were not so good driving that car. The next time it was a little bit easier, and the following time, and now you're a pro, and you get in the car, you're driving, you got your cell phone in one hand, you got your Coke on the other, you're talking to somebody, and you're doing multitasking and still driving the car, which is sort of reckless, right? But still do, right? So it's not hard, it's easy now because it's not new anymore, right? Now it's old. So the same thing, these strategies that I'm going to give it to you, it's not hard. It's just new. So yes, leaders. Why leaders? Because you can implement and they can promote the business. But the problem is you approach people or even an entrepreneur, a local business, and they don't know. So the number one thing is to do this. Like I think Benny said this at the very, very beginning. She said, oh, don't say, I need to make money, right? I will make money. It's just the way you speak, right? So it's very important. But to leaders, if you're a leader, and everybody, listen to me, everybody is a leader. What do I mean by that? If you're a mom and you take care of 2 children or 1 child, you're a leader. You're a leader of that child. If you are a young man and there's somebody in your school that's younger than you, you're a leader to that young man. If you are a business owner and you have other people under you, you're a leader. So don't tell me that you're not a leader. You are a leader, but in a different position, right? So how do you approach leaders? The number one thing that leaders don't like, or a business owner, or anybody for that matter, is somebody that's in need. If you're in need, that means you're going to take something away from me, right? And for you to present something to somebody, a tool, a business opportunity, And if you put yourself in the position of, I need money, I need you to join my team, I need you to, help me build this thing. Well, that moment just made this whole concept unsexy, let's say. It's not attractive because this person is just focused on their goals, what they want to produce as a result, and they don't have time for you to pitch them an opportunity or a platform that works fantastic because you need somebody under you or you need to make a sale. So position yourself, first of all, in a way that is attractive. In what way? Well, but I don't have any sort of credibility. I don't have any authority, right? Let me give you some tools so you can use that. First off, and this is copywriting for those of you who are not familiar with that, what that is. It's basically a way of communicating with people, but you can implement that on a daily basis, on a video call, or on a chat through Facebook, in a group, on a Facebook ad, or anywhere. First off, if you want to open somebody up, ask them a question. Okay? Ask them a question. Why questions are incredibly important and very powerful to be used? Because it opens people up. Even if they don't give you an answer, okay? Even if people don't give you an answer, the moment I ask you a question, your brain is going to have to answer. And for instance, I'll give you an example. Would you like to make money? Okay, you may not have said that out loud, but in your brain it's like, yeah, of course I would like to make money. Well, would you like me to show you a strategy that's going to put $1,000 in your pocket if you implement in the next 2 weeks? You see what I'm saying? You automatically have to answer those questions, yes or no, or maybe. I'm not going to give him an answer. That's an answer. You just reply to what I'm going to ignore him. Well, you just gave me an answer. You know what I'm saying? Those things are absolutely something that you can use anywhere, on a video, on an ad, or even talking to somebody or through a chat. So first off, leaders and influencers. If you know, like we're talking, here's the deal. This is the purchase. Let me show you how to sell something, right? People buy products, and you've heard that 1,000 times, and if it's your first time, let's repeat it again. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. They know, like, and trust. So here's the deal. Like, I know I'm being broad and I'm just jumping all over the place and I don't have like a presentation type, but I'm just tossing as many jewels I can, or gems. And if you guys don't like it, I can stop it. Do you like it? Let me check the chat. Do you like it? Should I stop? Okay, good. All right, awesome. All right. Well, because here's the deal. I want to, lots of jams all over, nuggets, whatever, and you can use that. These are principles. Understand this. I can show you the tactics, but you can Google the tactics or the technical. You can Google how to set up a web page. You can Google how to configure a bot or whatever. But these are principles that you can implement anywhere and throughout your business, right? So this is copy. For instance, people buy from people they know, like, and trust. And there's about there is an average of 7 engagements, or people need to interact with you an average of between 6 and 7 times, or hear about the product about 6-7 times before they make a decision. So the thing is, when approaching somebody, you got to take, if you're going to approach on a one-on-one basis, you got to take care of your image, okay? And I'm going to be very practical to some of you guys that don't promote it that way. Just keep that on a side or ignore it. It doesn't matter. But for those of you who really have a very tight budget and you like, man, I want to get money, Builderall is definitely a solution that every business should have. And I can make 100% commissions. This is amazing. I can offer it to everybody. I'm going to give you that strategy. First off, if you're going to approach somebody on a personal level, may it be through chat, may it be through a phone call, or somebody, if you go to somebody's store or something like that, understand this. Know, like, and trust. People will buy from people they know. So if it's your first interaction with that person, they're going to push you away. If they don't like you, forget about it. But if you move them to a trust level, listen, there are people in my friends list that I can say, listen, man, here's a link, go buy it. Okay, they purchase, no questions asked. Why? Because they already gone through the know, like, and trust phases. And they're in the trust phase, and they have received or seen results of the things that I've implemented or asked them to do. So no big deal. But if you are talking to somebody that don't know you, it's a different strategy. If you're talking to somebody that they heard of you, but they don't know if they like you or not, you got to push them towards the trust. And that's only being built by offering value. So if you're starting out with not knowing and you're reaching out to somebody that don't know you, right? The first thing you need to do is work on your brand. So that's when it comes, like the top of the funnel that I mentioned at the beginning, that everybody comes in if you're using social media, if you're using videos. Videos are very powerful because now you see how I conduct or how I speak, my mannerisms and things that I communicate, the power of my voice, and you can make an assumption or just say, you can make a judgment based on the things that I say and how I say it to say, okay, I trust that person or I don't trust that person. So video has that very quick, instant connection that you can make with somebody, okay? But if you're using other methods, understand this, you gotta set up the playing field, okay? I've seen so many people that have requested, had sent me an invite as a friend request or have reached out to me, and then I go to check out their profile picture or their pictures or their Facebook wall, and I'm like, no, I can't. No, this person is not inspiring. I don't know what this person is into, but these pictures, I don't know. I don't want to relate with that person. I don't know if you've had those things happen to you. Please answer in the chat if that's ever happened to you, like somebody sent you a private message or a friend request and you're like, nope, can't do it, not going to do it. Yeah, all the time. First impression, every day. Exactly, that's my case in point. So the first thing you need to do, and you don't need to be a professional, you don't need to be an incredible, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about to be presentable, to watch what you say, how you present yourself, unless you want to attract those people, because you attract those people that are like you or that you want to be like. So what my suggestion to you, if you're using the personable or personal approach, a one-on-one kind of thing, take care of your image. And it doesn't have, like I said, it doesn't have to be professional. It has to be genuine and has to be real, and it has to portray who you are as an entrepreneur. And it's okay for you to not know what you're doing. It's okay for you to listen. I just joined this opportunity, or I'm just promoting this tool. I don't even know how it all works, man. I just know that, people are buying left and right. Here's the link. That's fine. People understand that. And to be honest with you, that's extremely attractive. When you ask somebody that's making a ton of money and you say, dude, what are you doing to make money? Like, dude, to be honest with you, I don't even know, man. I just know I go to my back office, I get that link, I post it on my fan page or on my, my timeline. People click on the link, they go through the funnel, and then I make sales. That's all I do. What? People automatically get attracted to that because it's simple. They see themselves being able to do that. What I'm saying is for you to take care of your profile picture, and from time to time, you guys just got to go through that and see all of the profile pictures that you've used in the past that still people can search through. The first thing I do when people send me a friend request, I click on the profile picture and then I start going click, 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 click to see the progression. And I'll tell you this, you might need to delete the old ones. Just delete them. Get it off of your profile picture. And you got to go through your timeline. Are you being negative? Are you talking, complaining? Are you using social media to bash somebody or just express your opinion very strongly about a very controversial topic that people can be polarized by left or right? Whatever it is that you're using, that can be a huge problem and an impact on you making sales. So when you go reach out to leaders, and if you reach out to Alex and you send a friend request and I go through your profile picture and you're your banner and I go through your Facebook wall and I see that you're, just complaining or have pictures of you drinking and stuff like that and just having a good old time with, I'm like, I don't know if I want to associate with this person, or even so, this person is trying to pitch me something. I don't know. It might not work for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first thing. And I know I'm taking a lot of time. Yep. Your Facebook profile reached the 5. I know, Mohammed, 5,000 plus, So the first thing is take care of your image. How do you look like on Facebook? How do you look like on YouTube, Instagram, all these main social media profiles? And if you see or you look me up on YouTube, I have completely abandoned that. I mean, I take care of my profile, but I don't even have time to really be active there because I do so many other things that I can't have that many like public, let's say, interaction, I think. But eventually I'm going to get to that phase, which it's a story for another day. But then when you go reach out to leaders, the first thing you do, you ask them a question. And it can be just like, hey, how's it going? And you stop there. Hey, how's it going? And then the person's like, good, how are you? And you're like, hey, listen, oh, great, thanks for asking. And then you ask them another question because it forces them to answer. And if they don't answer, obviously they don't want to connect with you, or they're trying to be rude to you, or move on to somebody else, right? So another leader. But you can easily, like if I was to present Builderall to somebody, I was like, hey, John, how's it going? Oh, great, man. And I gear towards like, oh, thanks, man, for asking. And I automatically switch already and control the message or the conversation, the chat, towards my goal, which means, I'm not going to talk to him about his dog, his family, or whatever, but I'm going to sort of gear him towards the sell. So what I'm going to ask him is like, hey, have you heard about Builderall? It's a question, okay? And that gives me a sense of where he's at in terms of my product. And it can be like, have you heard of XYZ product, or the shake, or whatever it is, that diet, or this group, or whatever it is that you're offering, okay? This can be implemented and it's a principle. But have you heard about Builderall? And he's going to say, no, cool, man. Listen, so he said, okay, no, I haven't heard about Builderall. Really? Wow, it's an amazing platform, man. Would you check this out? This second one is very important. And this is what I'm not going to say that. Let me just pause that because I don't want to give it too much away of the funnel we were producing. But let's say you talk to John and you ask him a question and he said yes. So, or actually he said no. Have you heard about Builderall? No. Oh. So the next one is key. Like, man, what do I do, Alex? What do I say to him, right? Here's the thing. If you share here's a big problem. Here's a big breakaway point. A lot of people's like, yeah, Builderall is blah, 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 it's a funnels. What I say is like they vomit on people. It's like you walking up to somebody. It's like, hey, dude, have you heard about this new pill that people are dropping 5 pounds a week and they just take this pill? No. Tell me more about it. It's like vomiting, and you're like, oh my gosh, man! I just asked him, I just like, how does it work? And this person talked for 30 minutes. So you got to be careful, especially presenting it to somebody. You got to lead with another question. You have to make them commit to that, which is like, hey, check this out. Check this out. Okay, this is kind of like a takeaway, give and take away. If I shared a link with you, would you take a look at it? You're asking them. Or if I send you a video, would you watch? Or if you ask them a question, because you're not saying, here's my link, go check it out, and you're going to have your results. Now, like why? Because first off, you are giving, sort of taking away. It's like, man, I don't know if I want to give you. Like, if I gave you, okay, I'm not telling you that I'm going to send you the link, but if I did, Would you watch the video? Would you click the link? Would you find out more? Then he's going to say, sure. Cool. Again, you can use that to just like, here's the link, check it out. Or you can even take them another step down further to make a commitment to you to really watch that. You can say, are you on the computer right now? And if they say, no, I'm actually outside just on my phone. It's like, okay, cool. Let me know when you're on your computer so I can send you the link so you can, because this works really well on the PC, on the computer. And then I'll send you the link. And then they say, okay, man, no problem. Well, he committed. He said he was going to say that. And if he forgets, no problem. You make a point to say, hey, dude, how's it going? Are you at home now? Are you in front of the computer? He's like, yeah. So if I send you the link now, would you be able to watch it? Yeah, no problem. I'm on my computer. And then, boom, you send the link. Or if he's on the computer right now, you send him the link. Okay? And the follow-up is the same thing. You just follow up. Hey, dude, did you watch the video? Did you click the link? Did you find out more info? Yeah, I had a chance to watch it. Cool. Question again. Always question. Hey, what did you like? What did you like the most? What did you like the most? See what I said? I led him towards something positive instead of negative. What didn't you like? What didn't you understand? Well, I didn't understand that, blah, blah, blah. What did you like the most? Oh man, I checked out the video where the guy just click and drag and create a fin page and a website and an opt-in page really in a few minutes. This is incredible. It's like, yeah, man, then you can say, hey, did you check out all the tools? Yeah, man. Or he might say to you, dude, I really like the compensation plan. I just saw that you can become an affiliate and earn 100% commissions in 2 levels. This is dope. This is awesome. And then you lead, hey, would you like to get more information? Or I have a private group or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's leading with a question. I know this is basic, but this is key, guys, to understand as a principle, because if you can implement that in a one-on-one chat conversation, or when you go to somebody and you ask these questions, then you can do that at scale, which is run a Facebook ad in a way that's going to be effective. Okay, so you're not running a Facebook ad by blah, 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 because it does. And people are like, dude, that's why they ignore your ad. You're not attracting, you're disruptive. You're there to do something else. Or you can say, man, if, I'm starting this private Facebook group and I'm going to drop some nuggets there. It's going to be amazing, only for a few people. If you want more information, send me a private message. Or comment below yes, and I'll send you the link. Well, first you're giving and taking it away. So you see what I'm saying? I'm giving you principles so you can actually implement in different ways and then be able to scale at a level of advertising. And now how do you implement that even in a business setting? For instance, if you're working in the consulting, again, this is all principle, guys, all principle. And I hope I'm helping somebody here. And if I'm not, forgive me. Or just go ahead and buy Builderall, and next week you're gonna thank me that you bought Builderall, because the funnel that I'm about to introduce to you guys, the 2-tier affiliates, especially, we're gonna create a beta system. We're gonna get a beta group going, and you guys are gonna love it. But the same thing goes for a business owner, or for somebody that you're going after, like direct sales and stuff like that. You find out what they have, right? First off is who. Who are they? Oh, they own a gym. Cool. Is it big, small? Is it a chain? How, no matter what. That's a gym. We have the funnel, the CrossFit ready-made funnel for you guys to use. Well, they own a gym. Where is it? CrossFit. Well, the first thing is need to identify, and this is what I do with my high-end clients, and even when we do it at a very big level. Okay, who, first of all? So I identified that's gym owners. Second of all, do they have a site? You know, do they, you know, or do they have a strong presence online? How do I approach them? You know, how do I approach? So what I have to offer is key, right? So I have my product right here. And how I'm going to approach them is key. And how do I approach? By asking questions. So if I was going to talk to a gym owner, especially a CrossFit, now that you guys have the funnel ready, I would say, hey, dude, do you have a website? Yeah, man, I have a website, one of those Wix thingies that I just created. I'm a small business owner, don't have much budget or much money to spend on a $5,000 website to have it customized and ready. It's like, oh, cool. Are you making any sales? Again, questions. Why? Because questions tells you. So it's, why did I ask you questions at the beginning of this webinar? Because I wanted to be familiarized with my audience so I can sort of give you the content that's actually going to be applicable to the people watching, right? If I knew that the majority of people here were not two-tier commercial license or didn't know about BA or Builderall, I would be coming at you from a different angle. So I asked them questions like, well, is your website making money? No, dude, I have the website. I haven't done anything like that. Again, check this out. So you start with the if I showed you a system that has everything ready for you from your website, from your sales funnel, from your automation, to automate your automate. I just forgot the word. Yeah, automate. Man, my Portuguese brain is actually. I'm recording Portuguese videos in English, and sometimes I'm like, what language am I speaking? So if I showed you something that has your website, your sales funnel, and it can automate the whole process and to make sales, and it's actually optimized to produce results. Check this out. It's not a website now. It's an offer, right? It's a website with sales funnel to automate, produce results, and make you sales. Would you like to see more about it? Yeah, absolutely. Then it's time to show the link, to show them the link or give them a pitch. One last thing, and then I'm going to wrap it up and hopefully answer some questions before I go. Got some things going on. Again, asking questions is key. And I'm going to give you this example that helped me out big time. I don't know who I learned it from. Otherwise, I would give them kudos. But check this out. So this is, let's say you're a car salesman. And or you're purchasing a car, you're going for a car, and then you show up here with this guy, and he's a salesman, and you showed up, and you had a car in mind, and you're like, and this guy approached you, and you're like, dude, hey, how's it going? And, you know, blah blah blah, great. You're looking for a car, and he said, yes, I'm looking for a car. Cool, man. I've got this incredible Mercedes. Again, Mercedes. I don't know why I'm saying Mercedes. I've got this amazing white Mercedes that's got some rims, and it's, you know, 2018 is the latest model. It's brand new off the lot. It's amazing, and it's like $120,000. Would you like to see? And you're like, no, I really don't, because I don't like Mercedes. I'm looking for, you know, a Chevy truck that actually has some. I want a pre-owned. I don't want a brand new car that's like around 30, 40,000 out of $100,000 car. See what I'm saying? It's like automatically this guy just gets shut down. You just like, man, this guy is nuts. I'm going to run away as possible. But let me tell you, you know, if he implemented one thing that I'm going to show you, or what I'm about to show you, it's going to make extremely hard for you to say no. It's close to impossible for you to say no. If this guy, you showed up and this guy said, hey, how's it going? Good. What are you here for? It's like, well, obviously I want to buy a car. Cool. Are you looking for a brand new or a used? Honestly, I think I'm going to go with the used car. Oh, cool. Do you have anything in mind? Yeah, I was looking at a Chevy, a pickup truck, something around. Yeah, so yeah, Chevy pickup truck. So cool. So do you have a budget that you are working with? How much do you want to spend? Well, to be honest with you, I don't want to spend more than $40,000. That's, you know, the max that I can go now. Okay, cool. What color are you looking for? I'm actually looking for a silver truck. Oh, nice. So 40,000 silver truck, good. Well, I so happen to have one. I mean, do you want with leather, no leather, or how do you want? Oh, actually, yeah, leather would be cool. And then you're like, well, are you looking for financing? Do you have anything down? All of a sudden, he is getting all of this information. Remember that I said ask questions? He's getting all of this incredible data that you're giving this person. That all of a sudden, he says, okay, cool, man. So 40,000, you're going to finance. You want to stay at a certain rate. You want to make payments. You got the leather. You got, you know, it's silver, you know, 2,000 and whatever. And all of a sudden, he pulls over and he gives you exactly the truck or the car you were looking for. Exactly. Like from financing to everything. I'll tell you what, man, if you say no, you are a jerk. It is. It's so hard to say no, psychologically speaking, because you're going to feel so bad to say no to that person. You're like, man, dude, he just, I mean, yeah, he gave me everything that I asked. You know, if I say no, I'm going to be the biggest, you know, jerk ever on the planet. This guy just delivered what I was looking for. How can I say no? I can just put a smile on my face inside the papers and just give him over my money, and that's it. You see what I'm saying? This guy knew enough to ask questions. This person gave all the information so this guy could present the right product at the right time, because this guy came over and now, boom, he is on money. So let me get my little, that fell here so I don't lose this. Anyways, I end with that, guys. I hope that was helpful. I know that I rambled a lot, and there's quite a bit. Let me get this camera off this mount. It was quite a bit of things that I shared with you today, and hopefully you were able to stay with me to the end. And let me unplug
and get some value. You know, at the end of the day, obviously, I want to make sure that you guys got value from this presentation, this training. So, Benny, how do you guys like so far?
Doing awesome, man. You still have like 30 people on Facebook and 30 people on Zoom here. They're digging it. They're seeing a different way of approaching people, because none of us like the fire hose. Buy from me right away. So this is great stuff.
Awesome. Good, guys. I would like to hear feedback. Let me know what you thought. If there was any questions, just go ahead and type on the chat, and I'll tell you this much, okay? Being that you are one of the first group of people, and because I'm in the midst of recording some cool things, and I've mentioned that to Brandy earlier today, I'm working on a very, very exclusive funnel. Like I said, I mentioned at the beginning, that's going to be geared towards beginners, right? But it's going to have different sort of modalities, like you can really scale this funnel. My expectations for the results that this funnel will bring is pretty high. So obviously, I'm not trying to produce or create some sort of scarcity, but I do want to create, first off, a group, or give access to a group of people that are in the 2-tier commercial license member. So I'm going to have, I don't know how many yet. I haven't decided the number of people that I'll give people access to, but it's a beta, and I've actually posted in the group there. But for sure, you would have to be a 2-tier commercial license member to begin with. Secondly, I want to see you being very interactive in the group. You know, people that, you know, buy something and just leave and forget, they're not really committed or engaged, and those people are not really the people that I want to really test drive anything, because, you know, it's not going to give me results so I can optimize and change things to produce results. Because at the end of the day, I'm working hard on creating something that a newbie or somebody that really has no understanding of marketing, or have very, very limited funding or money to be able to invest, create results. And my hope is that with this funnel and this strategy, that you'll be able to make a few $1,000s before Christmas, and you can have a very nice Christmas. So what I would like to say is this, it's not opened yet to the public, and it's not, I haven't made a decision on how the selection process is going to be, but go ahead and be extremely active on the 2-tier group, the affiliate ones, if you are. If you're not, I would highly advise you to get the 2-tier license, upgrade, and become very active in the group. Because once this thing goes live, like with anything, anytime you see something new coming on the market, there's, like we've had some ups and downs and storms to battle through with Builderall when we launched. Things are still, there's still things that we're improving and handling, but it was pretty storming at the beginning. But anytime that there's something new on the market, there's a huge opportunity for money to be made. And, those people that, see first the opportunity, they seize it, they take advantage of it, and they stay the course, they can become a leader, and they can become an influencer in that new, because you're going to have seniority regardless, because you're one of the first ones to implement. So that's one of the reasons why I want to open up to a group of people. And one of the prerequisites, obviously, is going to be, are you committed to implement the strategy? And then once you've implemented it, I'm going to see the results that you got, and then I'll adjust. I'll get your feedback or the things that we need to work on and adapt, because the idea, the potential is pretty big. And I showed Brandy, I think it showed somebody else. It was a group that have implemented a similar strategy. It had not any sort of automation feature included in it. It's not anything like what we are going to implement. But they've got a group of over 270,000 people, okay, inside Facebook group. So, guys, all I have to say is, if you're not a 2-tier, go ahead and get it. And second of all, become active. I want to hear a lot of people engaging there, and just
if you're not 2-tier, what the hell is wrong with you? Hello. I mean, we're like checking common sense running around here. It's like, really, $100? I mean, I've spent over $100 and had a bad hangover with nothing to show except a headache. So, I mean, $100, I just find it amazing. If you're a business and you really want to help others, this is how you do it. Tons of comments on Facebook. They really love the car analogy because they got it. They understood about how to really, who are you looking for? You guys, you can't hit a target if you don't know what the target is. That's just working busy. And entrepreneurs are famous at working busy, but not smart. And don't you love how he hooked you in there? Do you want a couple $1,000 for Christmas? I bet your family does.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got to be action takers, where he's not going to have people in beta that are afraid to ask questions. You get paid to ask questions and help people out. That's how you view it. Are you looking at the glass half full or half empty? We're half full, and we're flowing it over so we can help others. Easy peasy, right? Throw away all the bright, shiny objects. We've all chased those. And what you do is you chase them inside a Builderall and go through them one at a time and figure it out. You guys, if you just listen to what they say, I show up every time it's live, or I can find out if it's live. I don't like to miss anything. And I remember Alex on one of his first lives saying about, go in there, watch the videos, then shoot short videos and just do it. That's how I personally learned, and I was able to help others when they were frustrated. And, hanging out with the right people, the action takers. So there you go. You want to make money? Get in a group like of us, and we'll support you. No excuses, though. We don't believe in excuses. Oh, you love Builderall. Way to go, Nancy. We got people that speak Spanish on here.
Oh, Nancy's here. That's cool. Hey, Nancy. She's probably at every live that I do, every video I put together, she's always very interactive. I mean, you can see, those people, and that's the key there. If you want to be known or noticed, you have to show up. That's the number one prerequisite. You got to show up. People need to remember you, right? I meet so many different people, and I see names on the chats and everything else. And I'll tell you, it's that a squeaky wheel sort of analogy. You don't pay attention to any of the wheels until one starts squeaking, and then you're like, oh, I got to put a little bit of oil on that one, or grease, because it's pay attention to me, pay attention to me. And the way you make the squeaky noise is not complaining and being negative and just no, but it's participating and being helpful. Every time somebody posts a question, you're there to answer. Every time somebody's got an issue, you're like, hey, why don't we jump on a call, or let's do it. You know, you're always very interactive. Let me tell you something, Brandy has done an incredible job. Why? Because she found a gap in the Builderall, and she put together this amazing event. And guess what? She's getting her piece of the pie too. All you guys got to know Brandy, and she's producing or giving you guys so much value. And this can be reproduced over and over and over again, you know, 100 times. So.
And what I'm learning, you guys, there's certain people show up every single one of these presentations, and they've been off the chart for you to be successful online. If you learn one thing from every presenter, that's 15 things. Think about that. And these are mentors that charge thousands of dollars that are doing this for free for you. Okay, guys, so we're going to end the Facebook. So say goodbye to Facebook.
Bye-bye, guys. Yeah, thank you so much, Brandy, for having me live with you guys. And I'm going to have to cut it short. Well, we've been going over 30 minutes, but I've got a commitment that I need to attend to.
See, we wanted to keep working, right, with all our surprises, but they're just going to have to pop on and see, or they'll flip out.